I've decluttered my wardrobe for the millionth time, and most of the tops I own are oversized men's t-shirts I wear at home or just basic layers to wear under the sweaters in winter. But I'm slowly building a new wardrobe of clothes I can actually wear outside. Hello friends, and welcome back to episode 3 of Sewing My Summer Wardrobe. If you missed the previous videos in the series, I will leave them linked down below. We've made a few clothes already, and today we are taking the sewing machine for a ride again, and possibly also my crochet hooks because we are making some easy tops. And these are some of the fabrics of my stash that I would like to use. Quick disclaimer, the tops you'll see in this video were definitely not made in a single day. I've been slowly working on them over the course of several weeks, so consider this a little reminder not to compare your progress to what you see online. For the first top, I was challenged by Mary, a fellow creator, to make the Colorblock mix and match top from Matchy. I love her tutorials because she goes straight to the point and without music, which I appreciate very much in tutorials. The pattern is free and I will leave it in the description. These are the fabrics I want to use for this top. I really love the contrasting colors used in the tutorial, but I'm also trying to be more intentional about making clothes I know I'll actually wear. So for this one, I think I'm going to play it a little safer and use these fabrics in similar tones. I might be contributing to the sad beige agenda with this choice, but realistically, I know this top will be much easier for me to style and wear often than using a very striking contrast fabric. But don't worry, the next top will be full of color, I promise. I am making the striped version of the top, not the gathered one. Watching So Happy's tutorial of this pattern, I learned new ways to finish the neck and sleeves. This is how the sleeves look, and the neck is made with bias binding, but folding it twice, which I've never done before. I like this method. And here's the top. I think I've made the right decision with the fabrics because it looks simple yet very interesting with the mixed patterns. I will be wearing this for sure. I sent some pictures to Mary and I challenged her back to make a tutorial for my self-drafted top. So if you ever wanted to make that top and my instructions were not clear enough, you have a tutorial from her available on her channel. Thank you, Mary, for your lovely work. By the way, in my spare time, I've started working on a crochet top and using a 2mm yarn and hook, and I'm loving it. It's been a while since I've made a crochet wearable, because I tend to not wear them because they are too heavy, but this yarn feels so light and soft. I'm making peace with creating crocheted clothes. This is the Eloise pattern by Jess from Cozy Fairy Craft. Her pattern has been stolen recently by many AI scam users, so this would be a good time to support her work. I will leave the link below and I'll keep updating you about this top during the video. It's a new day and I couldn't resist wearing my new top right away. Today I want to make something out of this shirt. I'm thinking maybe a cute little top with thin straps. I ironed the shirt and started cloning a top I already own. But I completely missed this top was made from a stretchy fabric, so after cutting everything out and trying it on, this was the result. It doesn't even come close to closing. Then I tried to save it and somehow kept making things worse. Twice I sewed the right sides to the wrong sides, so I spent a good amount of time unpicking seams and sewing everything back together again. I think I'm having just one of those days where I feel insecure and I can't seem to get anything right. I can't say I'm mad about it. I've had a lot of projects go smoothly lately, so statistically this day was bound to happen eventually. I'm really uninspired with this one. I lost the vision I had for this shirt. What do you think? Should I keep trying to fix it or maybe turn it into a skirt instead? I will read you in the comments. These past few weeks, I've been in a very productive, almost hyperactive mood. In some ways, it feels great because I get so much done, but it also comes with a downside. When I'm like this, I struggle to switch my brain off. Falling asleep becomes difficult. My dreams feel restless and I can feel myself constantly running on overdrive. I know myself well enough to recognize the pattern by now. If I push too hard for too long, eventually I burn out and end up unable to do much at all. It's happened to me in every job I've ever had, so I think it's finally time I learn how to stop before reaching that point. Today I can feel myself getting close to that edge, so instead of forcing myself to keep going, I'm choosing to slow down and take care of myself a little. A good shower and drying my hair in the sun is always a mood boost for me, and this crochet project is very relaxing. The shirt top didn't work out, but it's okay because I have a lot of ideas. One thing I've been wanting to try for a while is to make a ruby vest but as a top, so without batting. Something like the crochet vest I'm wearing but fresh for summer. I think a tie top would look so pretty in this fabric, although I'm not sure what to use for the lining. This pattern is reversible, so the fabric I choose matters. I couldn't decide, so I just started cutting the red fabric, hoping the answer would come to me along the way. I also shared a poll on Instagram, so you could help me choose. There's always a bit of a delay between my Instagram and YouTube, because these videos take me quite a while to edit, so if you'd like to take part in the real-time chaos of my decision making, you can follow me there. At this point, I had already cut all the red pieces and I still couldn't decide. And the Instagram poll wasn't very helpful either, because it was almost perfectly 50-50. And Momo wasn't helping either. What to do? I think I'm going with the red one. Yes, that's it. No more overthinking. I've been so indecisive this week. It always happens to me before my period. So I know I said I decided already, but once I cut the back piece, I thought, well, maybe I could also cut one in blue and compare them properly. And I changed my mind again. I think the blue one feels much more playful and fun. I have plenty of fabric because these are thrifted sheets, so I can always make a red one if I want. This top is actually very simple to make. I just have to join the front and back panels, and the same for the other fabric. On both, leaving the shoulders open so I can join the two fabrics facing the wrong sides together. I also decided to add pockets to the blue side. Originally, I was going to use bias binding on the shoulders, but I realized I had enough seam allowance to simply fold the fabric over and top stitch it instead. Now all that's left is adding the bias binding around the edges. And done! This turned out so cute! I tried it on and it was a little too loose under the arms, so I made a quick fix by folding the fabric slightly under the arms. It's not the most perfect solution, but I really didn't feel like I'm picking everything again. And you can barely see it. I think next time I'm just going to skip the pattern altogether because even after altering them, Sydney Graham patterns always end up slightly too big on me. Next time I will probably draft the pattern directly from this top instead. Now one more piece and I will try everything on. One thing I thought would be way harder is making shirred garments, but it's not that complicated. The easiest top you can make with this method is this top I did last year because it's just a rectangle, so after you made the shirring, you have only one seam to make. I have a video where I show how I made this top in particular, and I will leave it in the description. But today I want to recreate this boat neck top I have. It's just so comfy and flattering. This one is not shirred, it actually used some kind of elastic fabric, but I think it can be recreated with shirring. For this I will use this beautiful green fabric. I think I have just enough to make this top. It's a scrap fabric from when I made this lamp. For a basic tube top, I would prepare the top and bottom seams first, and then make the shirring. But this top has more shape, armholes and stuff, so I'm not sure how to start. I've seen tutorials both cutting a rectangle, shirring and then cutting the pattern, but also cutting the pattern first by oversizing it and then shirring. I think shirring first and cutting later is way safer because you know it will fit, but it's also a waste of material maybe. Since I don't have much fabric, I'm going to use the whole width of the fabric as the oversized size. So somehow I will recreate this shape into this measure, and hopefully once it's shirred it will be way smaller. As you can see, I'm making the front piece and immediately later the back piece, so the lines align. I've run out of thread, so I'm going to find one. Luckily, I have a shop 5 minutes walk away. The thread I was using was vintage and doesn't have a color code, so I brought a piece of fabric to test the colors.
Hola, buen día.
I have my thread. Then I passed by an outlet shop I like in my neighborhood. They receive donations from clothing brands and they promote access to employment for people in vulnerable situations. I tried on this gorgeous nightgown. I was going to buy it, but I was not so sure about the fit. What do you think? Should I go back for it? Then I was just about to leave when I saw this linen sheet. It's quite a bit more expensive than when I buy second-hand sheets, but still, 15 euros for 2.5 meters of 100% linen fabric made in Portugal is a good deal. I'm taking it to make a summer dress. I'm so excited, you can't imagine how soft and light this fabric is. Shirring is very time consuming. This is what I made in 2 or 3 hours. I think this is going to take a couple of days. We're going away for the weekend, so I will continue next week. Hello, I'm back home and I finished shirring off camera. I think it took me around 5 hours to make this. Now I just have to make the shoulders and side seams. I'm so excited. I almost forgot, here's an update on the crochet top. I finished the back and soon I will start working on the front panels. And this is how it looks once done. It seems small, but I believe it will fit fine. Now let's try everything on and style my new tops. Some projects came together easily, others completely humbled me, but I think that's what I want this series to be about, not just creating a perfect wardrobe, but learning how to enjoy the process of making things slowly, imperfectly, and at my own pace. Let me know which top was your favorite and I want your opinion. Should I have kept trying to save the felt one? I will see you very soon in the next episode. Adeu!